Good morning. Good morning. This is Richie Cantardesi with another episode of SalesPreneur coming to you live from beautiful and sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. SalesPreneur, what is this? Like, I know some of you may have been seeing this and been curious as to what this is. Like, what is SalesPreneur? And this series that I've kind of created is for entrepreneurs, is for salespeople. Individuals who want to improve their sales, improve their quality of life, improve their mindset, not just techniques and strategies, but actually the mindset that it takes to get there. Today's episode is amazing, and it's something that came up actually over the weekend. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and the reason, like I said before, that I'm hopping on and having these episodes every single day is because I am not on the road for the next few weeks because of a maternity leave. So I'm going to be having these every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you and the only reason I wouldn't be on one of these is if I am in the hospital. And then obviously once I get back on the road again, what I'm going to try to do is just do this all the time, hotels, on the road, wherever I am. Obviously they've been kind of working out pretty well. So we'll do that. If you have any questions, comments, make sure to comment below whenever you have them. And then at the end, I will get to all of those. So very interesting. Like, why is it that there's so many people out there who are into growth and personal development and professional development, and they're constantly talking about growing and what that takes? And so over the weekend, I was having a conversation with somebody, and he was talking about, how he reads, one book a week, 52 books a year. And I'm thinking to myself, he's been doing this for a long time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how is this guy here? Let me close this other window here. I can tell it's getting some lag. I'm like, how is this guy who reads 52 books a year in the same place he was like 2 years ago? Like, he hasn't really grown. He hasn't really done much more than he should have. Nothing really different in him. And I'm like, this is like what most people do when it comes to professional development and personal development. They consume all of this content. They become, they do all these online courses. They read all of these books, but they don't actually change, and their results don't actually change either. And I was so curious as to why this happens. And so I really thought about it. And I think the problem is that consuming content, books, podcasts, blog posts, YouTube videos, like, people are really good at consuming content, just like people are really good at dreaming big and having ideas. The hard part isn't just consuming it and doing that, because you must do that. Like, you've got to personally grow. You should be reading. You should be doing all these things. I'm not saying you shouldn't. The problem is that nobody freaking implements it. And here's why. And I was like, I really need to find out why. So I really looked into this. And I think truly people don't implement as much as they should, because they're constantly looking for the next thing or the next book that has something that makes it easy. And it just straight up, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. But like, our mindset subconsciously is we're trying to avoid something. We're trying to avoid something. And that's why we get really, really good at reading tons of books. We get really good at podcasts and listening to blogs. And there's something we're avoiding, and it's one word. And every human being does this. But this one thing separates the top 1%, the ones that get whatever they want, the ones that everyone complains about, and everybody else. And that's that they love and embrace pain. They literally get addicted to success, but they get addicted to the pain that you have to endure to achieve that success. And I was like, man, I think I'm on to something here. I speaking at events, I'm like, why? It's not that people are, everybody has fear of failure, But the ones that get through that fear of success, fear of rejection, is they literally enjoy and get addicted to the pain that comes from moving forward after you have a fear of failure and you do it anyways. The pain that you have to endure becomes like straight up who you are, and you get addicted to it. Let me give you an example. So in CrossFit, obviously it's something that I like to do. I'm not a CrossFit athlete, I'm a CrossFit athlete, but I'm not a CrossFit like games athlete. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, why do I enjoy CrossFit? And I look at some of the greatest athletes, and the difference is when they do a workout, they push themselves so hard where they get to a point where their body is in so much pain that after the workout, they literally get high. You have a natural high. And I'm like, why do I push myself so hard when I'm doing it? Because I love it. And I found out that I'm not addicted to working out. I'm addicted. Yes, exactly. I'm addicted to the pain of working out and that feeling that when you're done, that high that you get is so intense that you become addicted to it. And it's the same thing in business and in sales and in life and in entrepreneurship is when you get addicted to that pain, your addiction to the success of going through that pain is really what it's all about. Like if you do something and it's super easy to do, your satisfaction levels are like mediocre. You're like, oh, cool, I did that. Whatever. But if you did something and you had to endure a lot of pain and struggle and adversity and hurt, when you do achieve that, you will get high. You will straight up be high. And that's what we want to get addicted to. Get addicted to the pain, and that high that you get is so amazing that like nothing else matters. And so the reason that people aren't doing well in personal development, or they read all these books and they never make a change. I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, 2 years ago, he's in the exact same place that he is today. Like, why is that? Why aren't you doing anything? And the problem is he doesn't love the pain. Like, you've got to love the pain, right? And that's what makes implementing hard is they look at, okay, I learned this new thing. This is something that I've learned how to whatever. And they're like, when they think about implementing, they think about that they're going to fail. They think about being rejected. They think about what people are going to think about them and the pain that that's going to cause them inside. Not physical pain, possibly physical pain, but literally the pain that that's going to cause. And so they don't do it. They avoid it. It's not the fear of failure. It's the pain that the fear of failure causes. And so mindset wise, if we could say, hey, we're going to read, instead of reading 52 books, maybe we read one book a month multiple times. And we say, okay, I'm going to take the 3 biggest things that I learned from this and screw the pain, screw all that. And I'm going to do it anyways. And I'm going to try for this month. And I challenge this for even this week is to try to enjoy the pain. Like literally try to enjoy the struggle, the pain that brings. Because the outcome after you've enjoyed the pain, after you've struggled, that high is why you're here. That's why you're listening to this podcast or this episode or this video, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is, live. The reason that you're listening to it is because you want that high, that end result. And it's not always money, right? So, and the only way to do that is to get outside your comfort zone. 100%. Like if you're not implementing your personal development, your professional development, it's because you're not willing to endure the pain. You're not willing to get addicted to that pain because it will become an addiction. I promise you. Like it's exciting. It literally is exciting. This is what some people do. They're like, oh, I learned this. I tried it twice. It didn't work. It doesn't work. It's just not realistic. Like when you tried to ride a bike, you didn't learn it the first time. It takes 2, 3, 4, way more times than that. it's the same thing. Like you're not going to figure it out. I mean, you're not going to do it right the first time. Riding a bike, how many times did you have to fall? How many times did you have to endure pain to get to that end result? But once you got that end result, which was riding the bike, you were super pumped because now you can get the heck away from your house and go play with your friends. And so it was a super good end result. So when you're reading books, consuming content, podcasts, videos, think about not that the fact that you're just getting the personal development, which is good for you, but it's actually about implementing it and going through the amount of tries and the amount of pain it takes to get that end result. And when you do something that's extremely challenging and you go through all the pain and you get the end result, your high is going to be so amazing. Enjoy that. Get freaking addicted to that high, because once you're addicted to that high, all you're going to do is crave it. So instead of just craving to read more personal development books, you're going to be craving to implement the personal development that you're learning. And that's how you grow. That's how you develop. That's how you become the best version of yourself. That's how you help grow the people around you. So my challenge for you this week, or for today's episode, is to get, people say enjoy the process. I say enjoy the pain, enjoy the struggle, enjoy the person that you have to become to endure that pain, to achieve the level of success that you want. Enjoy it, embrace it, love it. That's what it's about. All right, so that was my kind of opening spiel. Let's see. Rachel, truth, absolutely. Miranda, just like being an adrenaline. It really is. It's very similar to being an adrenaline junkie, except for this is real. I'm saying instead of being an adrenaline junkie, become, which is kind of what it is, but become a pain junkie. Like in CrossFit, like you love the pain. Like you have to love the pain so much. Once you get through that pain, the prize, that high is so amazing. It's like the best fit. Like when I walked on the football team at Ole Miss, it took me 4 years to get the one prize that I wanted. So much pain, so much suffer, so much adversity, so much struggles, that once I got that, like the high that I experienced was so intense that like I've craved it and been addicted to it ever since. That's why I'm here. That's why I do real estate investing. That's why I have a gym. That's why I love speaking corporate events. I started out speaking at youth events, and I loved that. And then I wanted to stretch. I wanted to grow. So I started doing corporate events. And the high that you get is just so intense that not only is it like an addiction, but I'm addicted to the pain, I'm addicted to the success, but I'm also addicted to the people that I help. And that's kind of what makes this so amazing. So I went on a rant again, but all right. So just like being a adrenaline, yes. So I don't see any questions. Do you guys have any questions on this? I know it's kind of an interesting topic, but I don't see any. So that's going to be it for today. I've got a really, really interesting one for tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but this happened over the weekend, and I was like, man, I really got to talk about this. So that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing day.